You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another day, another episode of Coffee and Kata with yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. Today is Wednesday, right in the middle of the week, Wednesday, May 29th, 2 days left in May, May 29th, 2024. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing this fine morning? It's a shortened week because we had Memorial Day weekend this Monday. And we only have 2 more days left of our work week. But as Ferris says on his channel, the endless grind does not stop. We get it in every single day. So we are going to continue getting after it. So we are going to be looking into our news stories for today. We don't have too many. And then we are going to continue. We're going to continue pushing our app through the App Store because we were able to successfully get our privacy policy page configured on Monday. We went way over time to get it done, but we got it done. So we can continue with our app in the first Google store, and then we're going to go over to the iOS store probably on Monday to get that pushed through. So we are back at it again. Let's just jump into our news stories for today. We're going to be starting off with the numbers to watch for the week because we did not have that on Monday. So we will be taking a look at what we're going to be reviewing on Saturday for our numbers show. So let's just jump right in. All right. So the numbers to watch for this week. Inflation will be, let's put our timer up as well. Inflation will be front and center this week when the Federal Reserve favored gauge is expected to show a slight deceleration in price growth. The U.S. Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index likely slipped on a monthly basis to 0.25% in April from 0.30% in March, according to Accountancy Network RSM. The softening, while not enough to affect the annual rate change, let me zoom in a little bit. While not enough to, softening, while not enough to affect the annual rate change, would still suggest the price gains are slowing. It follows another that does not make sense. It looks like they have a typo in there. Kate Chapman says it follows another key gauge that showed the smallest gain in 3 years and would support the case for interest rate cuts. All right, so the numbers that we're looking at for this week, Tuesday, May 28th, which was yesterday, the Conference Board will release its monthly consumer confidence survey, which measures how optimistic Americans are about the economy. That was yesterday. Thursday, May 30th, the U.S. Department of Labor will release initial jobless claims for the previous week. The report, a proxy for layoffs, tracks the number of people filing for unemployment benefits. And then we have the Bureau of Economic Analysis will release a first version of the gross domestic product reading for the first quarter. And then we have Friday, May 31st, the U.S. Department of Commerce will release April's Personal Consumption Expenditure Price Index, the Fed's preferred inflation measure. The report measures changes in the price of goods and services, excluding food and energy, and it seems to always exclude like some of the most important, like the two most important things for us. But it is what it is, right? So that is the numbers that we'll be looking after this coming Saturday, and we're going to try to use our word replacement strategy to make reading the U.S. Department of Labor jobless claims a lot easier to understand. All right, so that is what we're going to be looking forward to this coming Saturday. Next up, let's go over to unions make mixed progress. Despite a series of successes last year at UPS and various automakers, labor unions are having trouble growing their ranks. Mercedes-Benz recently dealt the United Auto Workers a defeat in Alabama, and in the delivery business, turnover at Amazon and FedEx makes organizing a challenge, writes the New York Times. Amazon uses use of contractors and FedEx origins as an airline pose further roadblocks. But there is positive momentum for unions representing baristas at Starbucks. The two parties are set to resume contract negotiations this week, and CEO Laxman Narashiham has already expressed support for improving working conditions. That's interesting. And it's interesting with the whole with Starbucks is if Starbucks is a franchise, wouldn't they have individual franchise owners having to adhere to these union demands? So I don't know. That's an interesting scenario. But it is what it is. Let's keep going. Let me see. There was one more thing about it. So one thing I was thinking as well, if anyone's been in a union, what is the sentiment between? Because I think the Mercedes-Benz vote was something like 56 to 44. So what is the sentiment then to those who voted in favor and those who voted against? Do they become arch nemesis? I don't know. That is a good question. All right. Anyways, let's keep going. So, consumer confidence jumps in May, which is what we'll be reviewing on Saturday in more details. We're going to take a look at the report, but it says consumer confidence rebounding unexpectedly in May as a prospect for employment, business conditions, and stocks all brighten. The Confidence Board Index, based on a survey of 3,000 households, jumped to 102 from 97.5 in April. We had reviewed this last month as well, following 3 months of declines. Nevertheless, it showed that the perceived likelihood of a recession in the next year rose for a second consecutive month. The index also revealed growing concern about inflation and financial well-being. A gauge of consumer price growth favored by the Federal Reserve is expected to show little change on Friday. We'll be reviewing that as well on Saturday. Tuesday's findings contrast with the final readings of the University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index, which fell to a 6-month low. We also reviewed that this past Saturday. Analysts consider the Conference Board survey to be a better barometer of labor market expectations. All right, so that is we'll dive deeper into this on Saturday, and we'll be taking a look at the gauge for consumer price favored by the Federal Reserve on Saturday as well. So you definitely want to tune in for our Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show this coming Saturday morning. You sure do. All right. Lastly, last article is housing affordability woes persist. Record home prices, low inventory, and persistently high mortgage rates are disrupting life plans for many Americans, CNN reports, and there's little respite in sight. Respite in sight? Oh yeah, I've never heard of the word respite. What's that mean? What does respite mean? Let's see. Well, so much for that. I don't know. That I can get the definition real quick. Let's see. A short period of rest or relief for something difficult or unpleasant. Interesting. I never heard of that word before. So there is little respite in sight. U.S. home prices have surged 6.5% to yet another all-time high in March. And per the S&P Case-Shiller Index report, which showed ongoing strong demand in cities like New York, San Diego, and Cleveland, another headache would be home buyers are mortgage rates. So another headache for would-be home buyers are mortgage rates, which slipped below 7% last week, yet remain elevated compared to the decade leading up to 2022. Insurance costs and property taxes have also spiked, exacerbating affordability. Just 16% of home sales were affordable to typical Americans last year, Bloomberg reports, citing a survey by real estate brokerage Redfin. The median U.S. home price sale reached a record $433,558 in April, That's a lot. We reviewed that this past Saturday. Redfin says high mortgage rates have also upended the calculus for renting versus buying. Owners last month paid 35% of their income on housing compared to 29% for renters, according to Zillow. It's also cheaper to rent than own on average, but in all but one of 35 cities tracked by Zillow. So, and I always heard the argument of buying is better because at least when you're buying, you're paying into ownership of of a property versus renting. You're just paying for it, but you don't actually get to keep it. And and that's an interesting argument. But as well with I mean, not I think not everybody is capable of owning, especially with the maintenance that keeps up with it, and with the property taxes, insurance, all of that versus like where you can rent. It just depends, it just depends. Now, I think that the best of both worlds is being able to leverage what you buy for making profit, and maybe then in that case you can pay for where you want to live and own the properties where those are going to generate you income, if that is at all possible. I mean, there's always strategies to make that happen. All right. Anyways, that is our news for today. Let's go back here. Well, there we have it. There we have it. We are going to continue, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate you. Whether you're watching this live or on replay, we are getting it in no matter what. So, like I was saying, the plan for today, which I don't think we're going to be here for too long, but the plan for today is that we're going to continue working our way through the Google App Store to get our app to the next step. We have like I fixed a typo that Trap and Slay found the other day, and Trap and Slay also sent me some really incredible suggestions on how to make the app a little bit more intuitive, user friendly, know what each section means. So we are going to be working on creating some stories to incorporate that as well. Maybe not everything is going to get in there because some of the things they might not be like the they might not be the most. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll talk about it, but we'll review all of that and we'll make it happen. All right, we'll make it happen. And then it also gives us the opportunity to learn some new features about Flutter. Maybe like instead of just having something right in front of your face and every time you go to it, you see the same information over and over. Maybe we can do like these little hover overs or these little dialogue boxes to say, okay, like more info, something like that. But it just gives us the opportunity, like your car always says, the content continues to create itself, and will continue to get better because one of the ideas was to make have the option to enter in either minutes for the calculation or hours for the calculation for like the how much does it cost for to do an activity. So I was like, oh, maybe we can just add a toggle because so not that it's like one or the other, but it's a toggle where you can switch between. So just different ideas that we can figure out and that we can add to our backlog and figure that all out, right? So with that being said, let's go over to our our Kanban board, and so we have so I pushed this up the other day. It used to say of, now it should say and in the App Store. So I'm going to move this into ready for testing as well. Let me see. All right. So now let's continue to address the Google concerns. I don't know. Okay, yeah, there we go. So in our to do, we still have the Apple requirements. This one I didn't see this happening, so I still have to double check that because I think it kept on playing. And let's see. And this one an error message to be displayed when user tries to enter decimals on total. I thought we had that. Let me double check. I think we have this one done. Let me see. I'm pretty sure that one is done. Can't find the app. Oh, okay. So that one I can't even enter a decimal field in there. So that's good. That's good. So I don't even think we need this because if I can't enter a decimal field, then I don't really think we need this because who's going to enter their total income with a decimal, right? Like, I mean, maybe that's a little too specific. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to, see if I open this one real quick. And let's put 20 minutes on the clock as well. So we're not here forever. Let's move this to done. All right. So let's continue with our Google store. And we're in the Google store. We need to push this through. So let's go set privacy policy. And let's go to our site. Eventually, we'll update this privacy policy to a new domain name, or not we'll update the privacy policy, but we'll update the whole site as well to a new domain name. But for now, we'll just start off with here. And on Monday, we got this to successfully work. When you click here, it is going to take you to its own privacy policy page. And we're going to copy that URL and we are going to, what is that? Okay. We're going to go to inside of Google over here. You guys see that? All right, cool. Taking that, I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to paste that in here and save. Not now. Go back to the dashboard and anything else, data safety. Let's go next. Let me make the screen a little smaller so you can see everything. All right, next. So does your app collect or share any of the required user data types? I do not believe so. Let's see, next. We have our privacy policy page on. Let's go ahead and save that. And is there anything else here that needs to be done? Let's see. I think we got everything. So everything is done over here. So next up, what else do we have? So let's see, where do we go to next? So all right, your app is get your app ready to publish, show more. You have taken the first steps towards making your app available to billions of users on Google Play. You can start testing your app right away using internal testing. To publish to everyone, you need to finish your app setup, complete a closed testing, and apply for production access. All right. So let's see. Identify issues, closed testing. All right. So let's see. How do we set up closed testing? Let me see. So internal testing, active, not reviewed. So how do we get that reviewed then? Let's go back over here. Let's try this. Let's try to, so close alpha testing. Wait a second. All right, hold on. Where did view release overview? Let me see. Maybe it's promote release. Okay, promote release, close testing alpha. All right, so that's where we were, right? So let's continue. And let's go to this one. Or next. Or 2 words. Your app targets Android 13 and above. You must declare the use of advertising ID in Play Console. Where do we do that? Complete declaration. Okay, I guess it's right there. Let's see. So apps using advertising ID and target Android 13 or later must declare an app manifest. If you don't include permission, your advertising identifier will be zeroed out, and any attempt to access the identifier will receive a string of zeros. Instead, we use this declaration to provide safeguards in Play Console. If you say your app uses advertising ID, if you say that your app uses advertising ID, will block the release that doesn't include in the permission manifest file when targeting Android 13. When we block these releases, we will remind you to add the permissions. If your release doesn't need advertising ID, you'll be able to skip the error and release. You can't roll out these artifacts targeting Android 13 until you have completed this declaration. Your manifest includes Android. That's a good question. Does it? Hey, KJ, how's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to you. We are just going over trying to push the app to the App Store. Let's see. Does it? When you answer this question, make sure to verify any third-party SDK code in your app using advertising ID. If so, you must declare that your app uses it. Some SDKs, such as Google Mobile Ads SDK, Play Service Ads, may already declare the com dot in the SDK's manifest. If your app uses these SDKs as dependencies, it will be merged. Well, I guess I can check the file real quick. Did not want to open up Android Studio. Pretty sure it should be in there. Let me see. This includes any SDKs that your apps imports using your manifest includes the Google Android GMS permissions add ID. Let me see real quick. Let's see. Android manifest. So let's find out. So we're looking for Google Android GMS. Maybe not this one. Let me see. If you say that your app uses advertising ID, we'll block the releases that don't include the com.android.gms permission add ID. All right, let me see. Where is it supposed to be? Let's see. Action requested declare your ad ID. All right, so I'm looking back over here at Stack Overflow. Last July, we announced an advertising policy to help bolster security. All right. My app is not using the advertising ID. Should I declare the ad ID permission in manifest or not? Let's see. You can simply remove/ignore by adding tools node remove in the Android manifest. Oh, we're looking at this one. Oh, I got it. It's right here. Look. So we're looking for, let's go back to here. Google Android GMS permissions add ID. If we go back over here, it says Google Android GMS adds application ID, which is that, I guess, well, it's application ID. Is that the same as ads ID? I don't know. Maybe it's not the same. Let me look back at this over here. The app contains ads, uses permission. Add the following Android manifest.xml before closing manifest. I'm gonna have to build this over again. Let's see. Let me see. Uses per. Nope, it's not in there. I guess we have to add it. That's annoying. All right. Let's see. So let me just copy this line. I'm gonna have to bump the version one more time. They said add the following to the Android manifest before closing the manifest. But should it be inside the application or outside the application tag? Let me do another search. Let's see. Let's check this one. So if your app uses IMA SDK, let me see, or higher SDK already declares the and able to access the advertising ID whenever possible. For apps using IMA and targeting Android 13, you must add the, I don't know. I mean, yes, I'm targeting. So, okay, right here, right before it closes. So I guess it doesn't hurt to add it, I suppose. Okay, yeah, so I have this in there. For apps targeting Android 13 or higher. I guess I have to add that then. That's annoying. All right. Oh, God. All right. Let's do that. We got it in there. And we will build for Android again. Flutter build Android app bundle. That's annoying. That is annoying. So we are going to do build app. Flutter build app bundle. And now we also have to bump this pub spec one more time. So let's go over here. I thought we were done building. 2, 9. And we're going to say Flutter build app bundle. And now we give it its time to do whatever it's doing. But in the meantime, let's continue looking over here. We shall. So, and we can't even promote this version because we need this to build. So, that's annoying. All right. Let's try to finish this part because we're pretty much at the last step here. So we are going to, so let me go back real quick before we declare this app bundle and create a release. Let me see. Which you have to change that again, but it's all good. Preview and so let's do select your countries. This doesn't matter because add the countries you want where your close testing on this track will be available. I just want all countries. Can I just do that? Let me see. All countries. There we go. And testers. Wait. Say. I think everybody needs to value their time more, so we can just add all countries. And still gonna have to change this because we're doing this on 8 1.1 1.2.1, which we need to do it on 1.2.2 after it's built. So annoying. All right. Let's see. Select testers. Do that. And join on the web. Let's see. Feedback URL or email. Let me get our feedback link. Time cost calculator feedback. And we can do the share. Just shorten the URL. Copy. At least while this is building, we'll get a little bit more familiar with it, with what we're going to have to do here. So let's go paste that in there. Links will be shown here when you publish your app. I guess anybody can join too. So here's who can access your test. You can select testers using email lists or Google Groups. Let's just save that. Not now. So we'll have this. So we know exactly what we'll be doing for the closed test. For the closed testing, we just have to do it over again for the new version that's being built. Flutter's still building it. Let's see. What's inside open testing? So let users sign up to test new versions of your app on Google Play. With open testing, Google Play users in your chosen countries can sign up to test new versions of your app and provide feedback without it affecting your public rating. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, we're waiting for the new build to be done. So let's go back over to. We were so close. We were so close, and then Google's like, "Hey, by the way, you need to do this." I'm like, "Are you serious, Google? Are you serious?" We got Mitch in the building. Mitch hit us with the yo. Hey, what's going on, Mitch? How are you doing this morning? We had a long, fun night yesterday answering these questions. And we are back at it again. Are you on your way to the office today, Mitch? Are you on the way to the office? Are they making you go to the office on Memorial Day week? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. But let's get it in. Mitch knows we don't miss. Right now, we are just building our app over again for the App Store. It happens. It happens. They at the last minute, it's like the referee calling a foul with 0.001 seconds left in the game, saying, "Hey, you forgot to do this." I'm like, "Why didn't you guys tell me this earlier?" So here we are waiting for this app to build so that we can push it up to the App Store. And because I'm trying to get into closed testing, because I think you need to spend like 2 weeks in closed testing before you can actually get to the pushing it to the App Store officially. There's pre-release versions of your app. Test pre-release versions of your app with your own group of testers. With closed testing, you can create one or more closed testing tracks to pre-release versions of your app. Oh, you can have more than one. That's interesting. But yeah, let's see. Still going. Still going. Oh, no driving to the office. That's what I'm talking about. So Mitch, in Jersey, do you say in like the outer parts of a big city, like because you say it takes you a long time to get to work, like an hour? Are you saying on the out like I guess I wanted to say country, but a suburban part that takes you so long to get to work? Let's see. All right. We are just patiently waiting for Flutter to finish building, and then as soon as that's done, we're going to upload. Let me just go to the upload spot. Where is the upload spot? So it's gonna say here, and we're gonna say here, and we're gonna do. Are you going to the office tomorrow? Do they let you choose when you go to the office, or do you do it like based on if you have like important meetings to go to and stuff like that? Where I'm always losing where I add new releases. Maybe it's an internal testing. Yeah, create new release. I know. I'm just wondering like how far. Okay, so it doesn't even matter. So regardless, even if you're like right there, like you have to be like living next to the office for it not. Even if you live next to the office, it might take you like 30 minutes to get there. I got you. I got you. That's a long drive. That is a long drive. Reminds me of when I see people in LA in bumper to bumper traffic, and for them, it takes them like a 3 hour commute. And I think that's why they have those talk shows in LA for like 3 hours long, because you can watch one show on your drive to work or on your drive home. All right. So so once the app is finished being built, we're gonna drop it in here. Taking its sweet precious time. Our time is up, but I think we can go an extra few minutes just so we can finish this part, because I want to get to the close testing so that we can get into so that we can get I want to get to iOS. Oh, he says, so Mitch says he works in an agile environment. So it's only about 4 of us. So we get to pick and choose what we are going to do. Interesting. I was having a conversation with my Scrum Master yesterday. Not really a conversation, but like previewing a presentation. And it was a really good presentation on how took a team from not having the best agile practices to changing them up a little bit so that they can have a little bit better agile processes, like working and it was a team that works a lot with data, so it was really interesting to see how scrum masters can creatively come up with ways to help teams be a lot more efficient. All right, so the app is built, and I am going to open up a finder, and we're going to navigate to it. Ah, come on. Here, and we're gonna go to, actually, I think I can just go like this. Let's go to here. And if we were to go to build app outputs, bundle releases, let me do a little refresh real quick. And I'm just going to try to drag this all the way over here. All right, let's see what happens. Make sure it picks up the right version. All right, the app is uploading now. All right, there we go. Let's see. Let's continue. And let's go to next. And let's see what this is. Okay. Okay. Save and publish. Or yes, add release notes. Copy from previous version. Copy from that one. Copy notes. And I'm gonna say, yeah, that's good. So next. All right, internal testing is done. Let's save and publish that. That's gonna be in the App Store. And now let's go to our closed testing. Let's create a track for that. Or let me see, manage track. Can I edit this to be? Nope, can't do that. So let's do discard that release. Create a new release. And oh my God. All right, say, all right, let's go back. What happened here? Did I just lose it? Hold on. We have, all right, 9. Let's do, let me see, close testing. manage track. Edit release. Add from library. All right, there we go. App bundle. Add to release. Copy from previous. Copy notes. All right. Next. Let's try to finish this up. What? Your app. Okay, so let's complete this declaration. And we say yes, it's in there, like swimwear. All right, why does your app need to use advertising ID? Include any SDKs your app imports. It is using. Let's see. Advertising used to display target ads or marketing communications or measure performance. For example, displaying ads in your app, sending push notifications, yada yada. Yep, I think that's pretty much it. Probably have to add this at some point. Yep, that's it. That's all for now. Not now. Let's see what else. All right, we're good here. We're good here. Go back to close testing, manage track. All right, so we are here. Let's push forward. Let's see. Save. Not now. Manage track. Maybe I should click on that other thing just to see. All right, let's go here. Ready to send for review. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see. If you're distributing apps in the EU, see geo blocking regulations. I don't even have that. Turn. All right. So let's see. Control when changes to your app are sent for review or published. See an overview of the changes made of your app. You can see which changes are either ready to send for review and ready or ready to publish. To control, if managed publishing is off, changes published are as soon as they're approved. Right. So send 13 changes for review. Is there anything else we're missing? Let me see. Turn on. When you send your changes to Google Review, they'll be published automatically as soon as they're approved. Whatever. Whatever. Send 13 changes for review. These changes will be sent to Google for review. Reviews are typically complete within 7 days, but may take longer. Manage publishes off, so these changes will be published automatically as soon as they are approved. Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Now, let's go back to our dashboard and see if there's anything missing. I guess we can turn on this. You control when updates are put. Yeah, let's do that. I'd rather be the one in control of it. All right, cool. So now let's go back to dashboard. It might take a lot faster as well, but we are in review. We are in review. So I think we're done. So publish a closed test. So in order to get into production is where you make your app available to billions of users on Google Play. Before you can apply for production access, you need to run a closed test, which meets the criteria. When you apply, you'll also need to answer some questions about your closed test. Let's preview the questions real quick. Once you've met the closed testing requirements, you can apply for production to begin. You can find guidance and providing information on each section. Tell us about your app. So tell us about your closed test. This information you provide about your section helps us ensure that apps have been satisfactorily tested before they're published to Google Play. This helps us protect users from low quality apps, prevent the spread of malware, reduce fraud. Here's what you need to share to complete this action. Let us know how easy you found it to recruit testers for your app by selecting one of the options listed. This helps us understand how developers are experiencing Google Play testing requirements. I would say that it's a lot easier to test on Apple, to get testers on Apple than it is on Google. Let's see. Provide information about the engagement you received. Finally, summarize the feedback you received from testers and let us know how you collected it. Tell us about your app or game. Let's see. And then lastly, tell us about your production readiness. Let us know what changes you made to your app or game based on what you learned during your closed test. Describe how you decided that your app or game was ready for production. Oh. All right, a bunch of stuff. All right, anyways, I think that's it. So come Monday, we will be working on the iOS portion because they said it could take up to 7 days, sometimes more, to get approved for Google. So we shall wait for Google, and then we'll get to start it on iOS, on iPhone. But yeah. So let's go to full screen, and we're gonna wrap it up. We are gonna wrap it up. Let's see. Do we have? So let's take a look at what Mitch said real quick. He says, but at least they pay for my tolls and gas mileage. That's awesome. That is awesome because I wish they would I wish when I had to drive to the office and stuff, they would pay for my toll. And I guess you could say, yeah, we do pay you for your toll. We just give you a check, right? And I'm like, oh, whatever. But Mitch, do you drive a Tesla, Mitch? Do you? Well, I guess if they pay for your gas, I guess you don't drive a Tesla. But who knows? And Mitch says, "Yep, YouTube on can finish shows sometimes." Yep, I used to like always listen to like YouTube stuff when I was driving, different podcasts when I would be driving to and from. And Mitch says, "Ralph, I'm surprised you're not doing the job stacking." Hey, this is job stacking, but in my own way, because after I'm done with here, I'm gonna go and jump in the sauna. And I am going to continue working on the Tech Barbarian stuff. And then by 9 a.m., I will be up and ready to work for the company. And then once I'm done with the company, I'm going to jump back in the sauna and do some more work. And then I'm going to go to jiu-jitsu. And then when I get back home, more work at that. All right. So I guess I job stack, but in my own way. I'm not doing like 5 jobs at the same time, but I am doing different roles in order to win. In order to run it up, like your car says, in order to run it up, So, anyways, Mitch says Tesla. No Tesla for Mitch. It's probably a Ferrari, right, Mitch? It's a Ferrari. That's what I guess. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate you all. Mitch, whenever you come around, Mitch, the numbers just start to pop. So I appreciate Mitch for popping up in here this early morning. And he probably didn't even sleep. He probably was working all night. But nonetheless, you get after it, Mitch. You get after it. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much once again. And I'm just gonna wrap it up. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful midweek. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow night. So on our way out, we have the Zero Trust Architecture overview coming out at noon Eastern time today. Tomorrow, we're going to be going live tomorrow night where we're going to be working on karate automation. Saturday, the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show with Yakara and Mitch. And then Sunday, we get back to we're starting the week over again. We're going to be working on Terraform, all right? So something for everyone to tune into. Looking forward to seeing you there. But on that note, this is Tech Coach Ralph, and we are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.